I'm going to share with you the 4 different fears that affect our personal lives, and we are going to start right now. Hi, this is Dayo Samuel, author of Limitless Courage and Confidence. If you want to lead your life and business in the direction that matters, start now by subscribing below. Today, I'm going to be walking you through the 4 different kinds of fear that we experience and how they influence our personal lives. More importantly, about how they affect the 4 core areas of our lives and how they now play out in the different other aspects of our lives. Now, here's how I usually like to say it. The fear you have in one area of your life influences every other area of your life. And if you don't learn to identify that fear, it will be affecting the several areas of your life without you being aware and being conscious of it. Okay, so here's the fear quadrant. I created this in order to help people understand how fear works in their lives and for them to be able to take charge of their lives and happiness. First of all, to this side, you want to look at health. And if you think about it, health basically affects your wellness. Now, when you think about wellness and you think about fear in the area of health, you want to talk about your physical well-being, your mental health. Now, do you sweat? Do you feel jittery sometimes? Do you experience palpitation, or do you sometimes have constant anxiety? Anytime you experience any of these, it is basically fear showing up as a physical health reaction, as a physical health response in your body. Number 2, you want to look at on the extreme side of health is wealth, and this basically affects your status. And when I mean status, you want to think in terms of how your relationship with money is, the emotions, the way money makes you feel. Let me ask you right now, what are the emotions, what are the feelings, what are the meanings you have attached to money? When you don't have sufficient money in your bank account, how do you feel? Do you feel shameful? Do you feel fearful? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel like you have caged yourself? Each of these is tied to the fear you have in the area of wealth. Number 3, which is directly up this axis, is what I refer to as religious fear. And when you think about religious fear, you are talking in terms of significance. And by significance, you are thinking about, does what I do matter? Does my life really matter in the grand scheme of things? And oftentimes this tends to rub off on your self-worth. You are thinking in terms of, am I praying enough? Have I committed another sin? Is God happy with me? Or the person you believe in, or the deity you believe in, is he happy with me? Have I done something wrong? These are the fears you have in the area of religion. Now, talking about the direct one, directly beneath that is what I refer to as fears we have in the areas of relationships. And when we talk about relationships, you are thinking in terms of emotions that you have. The emotions you have in terms of your relationship with people. Now, here's the thing. Do you experience insecurities, doubt, anxieties in your relationship? Maybe sometimes you are even feeling like you want to leave a relationship that is not working, and you are very, very afraid that if you should leave it, how is your life going to turn out? Perhaps maybe your finances or something significant in your life is tied to that relationship, and so you begin to feel like, if I should exit this relationship right now, what is my life going to look like? When you think of health and religion, how does fear influence you? What you will identify here is ruin. If fear influences religion, your spirituality, and your health, you tend to have this feeling of you are going to end your life, you are going to be destroyed. Of course, when you don't have significance, when you feel like your life is not significant, and of course, research shows that health and spirituality are very much tied together. So when you feel like your life is not significant, it begins to affect your health. And of course, you begin to feel like you are ruining your life, you are destroying your life. Negative habits, negative attitudes, and dysfunctional behaviors now become how you express the fear you have in the areas of your religion and your health. Now, once fear begins to affect your health and your relationships, what you begin to feel is rejection. Your core fear will now be rejection. You'll begin to feel like people will reject you. Maybe the person you love the most, maybe the person you admire the most, maybe you are committing all of yourself to a relationship and the person is not giving all of him or herself back to you. you begin to feel like you are being rejected. When fear influences your religion and your wealth, what you begin to have is a feeling of regret. You begin to have this sense of regret about something you did or something you did not do. Maybe it was that you had an intuition, you had a nudge to go invest in something and then you missed out. Or maybe you actually, out of emotions, you just went and invested in something and then you lost. You begin to feel as if you are regretting certain decisions you've made around your spirituality and your wealth. And of course, when money seems to be going away, when your finances seem to be in shambles, of course, it tends to create a lot of negative emotions. So it becomes your responsibility to now know that even when there is no money, money does not define my life. Moving forward, when fear affects your relationship and your wealth, your core fear becomes responsibility. Your fear then becomes that you are afraid of taking on more. You are feeling like something, maybe a particular level of success is too big for you. Or maybe you are even feeling like you are not good enough to have that level of success, that level of wealth. Or maybe when it comes to relationship and wealth, as I'm explaining, you probably begin to feel as if you are not worthy of a certain type of relationship. You are not worthy of a certain type of a certain amount of wealth. And so you begin to resent. And of course, when you are afraid of responsibility, what do you naturally do? Of course, you run away from what you are meant to have, what you are meant to do. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is so that you can first of all identify the fear that influences and affects your own personal life. Now, as I usually say, the fear you don't understand, you cannot overcome. Because you cannot overcome fear by getting rid of fear. You can't overcome fear by just some short of motivation. You can't even overcome fear by trying to fight fear. The easiest way for you to overcome fear is basically to understand that fear. And the reason why I've shared this with you today is because if you understand how fear is currently influencing you in the particular area of your life that you are experiencing fear, it becomes easier for you to actually handle and to overcome that fear. If you want to be able to control anxiety and PTSD, check out this video right here. And if you want to build your confidence by understanding the simple elements that make up confidence, check out this video right here. I am Dayo Samuel and I'll see you next time.